Greetings guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. Last week I made a video about a Facebook group called When You Hate Women But You Are a Woman. And whilst scrolling that group, as I mentioned, I stumbled upon some other groups that looked like absolute nightmares, and I decided I had to get in. I needed to get in so bad. And so I applied to join a whole bunch of them and crossed my fingers hoping that I would pass as someone who hates women enough to get into them. And lo and behold, I got accepted into a few of them. And one of those was this group called Accountability and Women, a Venn diagram depicting non-converging circles. And to join this group, I had to answer some questions, and my favorite question that I had to answer. So it was like, do you agree to the rules? And then, are you a doxing loser feminist simp? So obviously I said no. Because that's clearly not what I am doing, obviously. But the fact that that was one of the requirements, one of the questions you had to answer, and the fact it was worded like that, I feel like really, truly, greatly says enough about this group, especially when it's followed up by saying you aren't allowed to be sexist. Even though this entire group is founded on misogyny. No hate speech is allowed, no homophobia or racism or sexism, even though it's kind of the entire point of the group. So just from that alone, I'm sure you're so excited to have a look at what this group holds. And if you enjoy this video and want to see more like it, then please do not forget to hit subscribe. I'm trying to hit 500k by the end of the year, and I really do appreciate it. I love doing these silly little stupid horrible Facebook dives, so if you want to see more of them, let me know, because there are so many groups that I've just joined that I would love to share with you all. Okay, a lot of what I've saved, by the way, are comments, because I feel like the comments on these posts are just like really important to talk about. And yeah, okay, let's get into it. Someone posted a screenshot from Twitter that says, 30 bodies not a lot. Stop it. Exactly. I met my boyfriend of 3 years when 7 people on his football team was running a train on me, and I had around 40 bodies then, and he still loves me. It's about energy and true love, which, yeah, I agree with that, obviously. I think that the amount of people you've slept with literally does not matter. Who cares? Your business is your business. Sleep with whoever you want as long as it's consensual. You're all adults. Doesn't mean anything. But obviously, this being the group that it is, they do not agree. That's obviously absolutely inappropriate and disgusting behavior. And all the comments are things like, 3 bodies is a lot. 30 is whore territory. 3 bodies is not a lot. In what world is sleeping with 3 people a lot? A lot of people have more like long-term relationships than that. What do you mean? 3? Like, I feel like when people say numbers such as that, especially, they're really just saying how insecure they are. They don't want to be compared to anyone. If you've had sex with more than like 3 people, it means you have more people to compare this person to, and they're not very good at sex. So they don't want you to have any actual understanding of what like good sex actually looks like. Because bro, be so for real. Just because you haven't been able to sleep with 3 women doesn't mean there's a lot of people. 10 is a lot. 30 is 3 times a lot. Sounds like every man's dream come true, with 2 laughing face emojis and then a picture of a cat that is pulling a disgusted face. Got a comment that says, that's absolutely disgusting and a great way to die, but to each their own. How are we dying? What? I don't think anyone's dying from this. I guess unless you're having like unprotected sex and not getting treated if you get an STI, but I feel like that's largely not what's happening here. My favorite is, maybe too much different sperms inside a woman addles the brain. These 2 are perfect examples. That's the chlamydia talking on her behalf, trying to convince men to spread it some more. These men are so gross. They're so gross. If you don't want to date someone who has slept with 30 people, you do not have to do that. You don't have to do it. I think that shouldn't matter, and I'm judging you for judging someone, but also like no one is forcing you to do that, right? Like you can have your preferences. All these men are always like, oh, so women are allowed preferences, we're not allowed preferences. You can have your preference, but you don't have to like shame people for not fitting your preference. We don't have to exist for your preferences. If you don't want to date someone who slept with 30 guys, don't date them. But you also don't have to shame them, right? It's the same as being like, I don't date fat women. Okay, so don't date them. But you can also like leave fat women alone. Not everyone has to be dateable to you. You shouldn't expect everyone to fit your standards. If you don't like someone because they don't fit your preference, what you want in a partner, just move on. Just ignore them and move on. Doesn't have to be, just shut up and carry on and go find someone that is dateable to you. It's really that simple. It's really, really that simple. Someone posted this TikTok that goes, I need sex. You're my wife. You're supposed to have sex with me, not withhold it from me. Women, why doesn't he understand that I need a partner and I'm exhausted from doing everything alone? Which, yeah, is a sad reality, right? This is a sad reality of a lot of relationships. Women are kind of like left to do everything and have such a massive responsibility and take care of everything, and then are still expected to be physically, sexually intimate with their partner, even though they're not getting anything in return. They're like giving, and they're not getting anything, so they're exhausted. And obviously these men have an issue with this concept of, you know, women saying no to their husbands when they ask for sex. So someone said, have a mistress on the side. Keeping in mind, these men also all make posts saying that cheating is the worst thing that a woman can do. So, you know, she does everything and still has time to do all these little skits every day. I bet her husband busts his ass at work, helps when he's home, and seriously regrets marrying and having kids with her. Okay, then he can leave then. If he's so unhappy, then he can fucking leave. Like, he's not being held there against his fucking will. I bet he works his ass off every day and still comes home and helps. I bet that he doesn't, because this woman is making a TikTok explaining the fact that he doesn't do that. Sometimes, yeah, all right, men work and they come home and they help out, and just like women work and they come home and they help out. Doesn't mean they aren't valid in the things that they're feeling, and it doesn't mean they aren't allowed to say no to having sex. You're always allowed to say no. You're always entitled to saying no. And if she isn't feeling supported, then there needs to be a conversation that happens. And if you are just going to get mad at her for wanting to have a conversation and expressing she's upset, you shouldn't be married. I was going to say I hate listening to women whine, but I think I can just leave off the whine part. Haha, I hate listening to women. So don't marry one. Don't be in a relationship with one. You also aren't going to be having sex with a woman if you don't want to listen to her. So like also cross that off your list. You're not allowed to interact with women ever. If you don't want to listen to us, you don't have to. Just like fuck off. The worst comment on this is just force her, dude. She's not that strong, which has 7 laugh reacts, by the way. So that's fun. I just find it's so concerning and so scary how many men genuinely do just think they are entitled to sex with their wives because they're married. So it means that they're automatically entitled to it. No, that is not how this works. That is not how this works, and it's not funny, even a little bit. It is not even a little bit funny to joke about forcing your wife or anyone to have sex with you. That's never funny, and I am very, very concerned that so many people find this funny. Go to jail immediately. Never interact with people ever again. Please do society a favor and fuck off. If she ain't giving it to you, she's doing it to someone else. No, also not true. What is it with this idea? All of these men constantly always are here like, oh, she won't have sex with you, that's because she's having sex with someone else. Oh, these women don't talk to you, that's because they're sleeping with someone else. Sex isn't the only thing on our minds. Just because it is the only thing you care about does not mean it is the only thing we care about. Right? And that's not a generalization of men. That's these men in particular. The only thing they care about at all is sex, very clearly based off of all these previous comments. And so they project that. They're like, well, if they won't have sex with us, it means that they're obviously getting their sex somewhere else. No, not necessarily. As expressed, she's tired and burnt out and does not have the energy to do that. There's nothing in it for her. It's too much emotional energy, physical energy, and she just doesn't want to because she doesn't feel supported. So if you would like to be intimate with your wife, maybe you should just like help her out and be supportive and have these conversations. And I promise that like for the most part, it does not mean that she's sleeping with someone else. That's you projecting. And another comment saying, AKA only what she wants counts. And this one pisses me off so much, like so much, because this is something that I was told constantly, and it like boils my blood in an indescribable way, where I was told, trigger warning for abuse here for a second, I was told so many times, and I feel like a lot of women are told this based off of this comment, right? Of, you can't say no every time because it's selfish, because you're only thinking about what you want and you're not thinking about what he wants. How is it fair that you get to say no and that is choosing what you want to do every time? You have to say yes at least half of the time because that's only fair. You aren't allowed to say no because that's selfish. You've got to think about him sometimes. You've got to think about what he wants. Why does it only matter what you want? That's not true. All right. I know it's really easy to fall into that and to listen to that and think about that, but that is not true at all. That is not how this works, because nothing changes whether he has sex or not, right? Like, you saying no to sex does not impact him in any type of way. You saying yes to sex when you don't want to does impact you in a type of way. You are having your physical state changed and altered. You don't do that when you don't want to. If you say no, no one's physical state is changing. No one is being touched or like changing their state of mind or anything at all. Nothing changes if you say no. A lot changes if you say yes. So saying no is not selfish. It never is. It's never about what you want. It is about what you need. Now that I've said that, someone posted, codename Kids Next Door writers in 2004 be like, hey, let's make an episode where a deranged man-hating teacher takes over the world and forcibly transforms little boys into little girls. What a crazy idea. Could you imagine if something like that happened in real life? And obviously they're posting that to say that this is something that is happening in real life. And I just like the absolute mass brainwashing they have all done is why this is not happening. All of these people are so delusional. No, this isn't happening even a little bit. They have like over dramatized like so much. It's wild. They've genuinely convinced themselves that so many things are happening that are absolutely just not happening even a little bit. No one is forcing your kids to be trans. I just need these people to understand that. If they understand nothing else, I need them to understand no one is forcing their kids to be trans. No one is forcing their kids to be queer. You are trying to force kids to be cis and straight though. The only people who are forcing gender on children is you. The only one who is forcing sexuality on children is you. Like, trans kids exist. It's just, we're just saying that they're allowed to exist. You're the ones who are telling them they're not allowed to be who they are. You're the ones who are like forcing them to not be the gender that they are, right? No teachers are telling the students that they have to be trans. That's not happening. Red pill men are trying to convince women they expire at 25. The photo on the left is me at 18 and the right is me now at 27. Not only do I look better, I have 2 degrees, a great career, self-confidence, and strong boundaries. Perhaps that's the bit that scares them. As said, on the left, she is 18. She is dressed, ready to go for a run. And on the right, she is 27. She's wearing like a nice dress and she looks great. And someone posted it saying, who's gonna tell her? And all the comments are like saying like milk. Same angle, same lighting, and same clothes, please. And like effectively like all just saying that she aged poorly and she looked better at 18. And I find it so weird and concerning in so many ways, because firstly, no, she looks great. She looked like a child in the first picture and she looks like an adult now, and she looks like a confident woman who feels like confident in herself. And so I think that like these guys are all proving her point entirely, of like, she looks like a child and now she looks like a confident woman, and all of them prefer her looking like a child than looking like a confident woman, which is exactly what her caption said. That you're proving her point, you idiots. And what the top comment was, why do you even need a man? You've gone off and made yourself the man, ignoring that straight men aren't typically interested in men. Why do you even want one when you already are one? So women going out and getting an education and a successful career and setting boundaries and gaining confidence makes them a man, which therefore then means straight men won't date them because straight men don't like men. Are you out of your fucking mind? Aren't you the same people who just a minute ago said that being trans isn't real? Your standards are all over the place. Either you're a woman and you're a woman, or like what do you stand for? What is your belief? Where do you actually sit here? You actually have like no concept of what you actually believe at all. And it's so frustrating and confusing and makes absolutely no sense at all. I promise you that like there is not a set of like requirements that makes you either a man or a woman. That doesn't exist. That's not something that's happening. You are what you are, and whatever that means for you. And in this instance, the things that make her a man are things such as just like being confident and getting a job. If that is going to make you not attracted to her, then like you don't deserve to be in a relationship anyway. Like you are so immature and clearly have such massive self-esteem issues. So she became what other women deem as high ranking amongst women. That's cool, I guess. Men do not care at all. If you're 27, single, and have to say how great you are on social media for people to think something good about you, that tells me that you are not a good person at all. This is hilarious considering the type of men who call themselves high value males, who are also the men in this group. I love being like, oh, so you became what other women consider a high value woman? Guess what? Men don't care. Okay, so what if I told you that when you do the things that other men are telling you make you a high value man, women don't care? Or does this only go one way? Are you like that blind? It's that thing again of like only male validation counts. And that comes from like whether you're a man or a woman. It's like women have to be what men tell them to be, and men also have to be what men tell them to be. In order for men to like women, women have to do exactly what men want them to. And in order for women to like men, men have to do exactly what men tell them to. She is not doing this to get male validation. That's literally the entire point. She's not doing this for male validation to get a boyfriend. That is not the purpose of this, right? That's the thing. It's like, oh, so she became what high value women, what women want. Yep. She became what she wanted. And yes, that is something that like, you know, other women can appreciate and like give her praise and support for because she did what she wanted to do. And it has nothing to do with dating. The difference is that when you become a high value male and do what you want to do for being a high value male that other men deem high value, is that you are doing it specifically to get women's attention and specifically for sex and like dating and such, and where we've been telling you this whole time that that's not effective, and yet you keep doing it, right? You're trying to appeal to women by doing what women say don't do. She's not trying to appeal to men, so she doesn't care if she's doing things that you're telling her not to do. Yeah, you see the difference? Great, I'm glad we had this talk. Teach your kids that cooking and cleaning are basic life skills, not gender roles. And then someone replied saying, same with paying bills. Okay, yeah? No one, what? The only people who are teaching that paying bills is a gendered role are like trad cons, right? They're the only ones who are teaching this. This group is acting as being like anti-leftist and anti-woke. We're not teaching that paying bills are gendered. The people who are out here saying like stop teaching that cooking and cleaning are gendered are also the people who are saying that paying bills isn't gendered. Who are you saying this for? Who is this for? Like, you have made up people. All of these men just like talk about fictional women. Like, they have just made up this fantasy of what a woman is just so they can continue to hate women because women don't like them. Women don't speak to them, have no luck with dating, like at all. So what they've done is like created this fictional idea of a woman so they can continue to be like, it's all women's fault. Women are the worst. Look, they say all this dumb shit and they do all of this and they're so triggered and they do all this stuff that I hate. And it's like, firstly, no. Secondly, have you considered that you're the problem? It's just exhausting. It's exhausting. They frustrate me. And yeah, there are so many Facebook groups that are like this. If you want me to dive into some more of them or go back further into this one, please do let me know. I feel like this video was kind of all over the place. I'm currently kind of struggling because I've moved recently, obviously, and it's really throwing me off my game. Everything feels slightly off. And I'm kind of trying to get used to being in a new place and holding myself accountable and like getting myself to do work. And presently it's later than I would usually film. I haven't eaten for longer than I should have. Like I'm just all completely out of whack, and I'm trying to sort of get back into the groove of it. I hope that regardless, you did enjoy this video. I know that I'm not on my best form, but I will be getting there soon. So, you know, thank you for watching anyway. A huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Polar Bee, Sienna, Alicia, Marielle, Bree, Bay the Trucker, Chastity, Beckett, Prismatic Petey, Sushi Kawaii, Phil the Duck, Jessie, River, Queen Glimmer, Ella, Mr. Noodle, Radsack, Knitting Menace, Chris, Ellie, Alexis, and Bobby. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. When you close your eyes, you replay